Welcome to the ultimate tool for music students, the Notion Music Student OS template. Hi, I'm Tasia like Fantasia, a multi-hyphenate musician and Notion certified consultant. I love creating tools to help musicians on their creative journeys, and I am passionate about building Notion templates specifically for musicians. This template is designed to help you streamline your academic pursuits and excel in your musical studies. With customizable sections for managing your college music courses, notes, assignments, study sessions, and more, this is a student planner template with a music theme to it that matches my other music templates. Whether you're a classical pianist, a jazz saxophonist, or anything in between, this template is great as your all-in-one solution for mastering your college education. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for updates whenever I release new Notion templates and share mindful productivity tips for musicians. All right, let's dive into that template. This is a music-themed student planner dashboard. On the right-hand side here, you can see this section where you can manage the dashboard. This includes the source databases for your courses, your professors, your classmates, your assignments, topics, notes, and your study planner. At the top here, you can see a quick overview of your schedule for today and tomorrow, so you always know which classes you have coming up next. Then from there, we have a weekly schedule where you can see your entire week at a quick glance. In this view, you'll want to make sure to select the current semester so that you're seeing only the courses that you have for this semester. I've also included this basic time blocking calendar so you can plan out your week in 30-minute increments and get yourself set up for success on a weekly basis. Next up, we have a section where you can see your courses, your exam schedule at a quick overview. Again, what you'll want to do is make sure that you are selecting the correct semester to see the current semester only on this page. Underneath that, you can see a place to manage and view your upcoming assignments, your recently completed assignments, and then any notes and topics that you're currently studying in your courses. Underneath, you can see a study schedule and a study planner. This is where you can plan out which assignments you want to work on, which notes you need to review. And if you're doing it as a study group, you can actually tag your classmates to that study session. The study schedule helps you keep track of your notes on a revision schedule. That way you can review different topics throughout the semester to make sure you are learning them thoroughly in preparation for any upcoming exams. Finally, we have those different notes as flashcards that are ready for you to review. Your note flashcards will appear in this section whenever they are ready for review, either today or tomorrow, or any that might be overdue already. And you can see this notification that lets you know how long overdue something is or when it is ready for review in the near future. Next to that, we have a Pomodoro timer where you can set a Pomodoro to study for 25 minutes at a time or whatever is going to work best for you. Now, let's take a closer look at the databases included in this dashboard page. The first database that we're going to look at is the courses database. And this is where you can see all of your courses at a quick glance. You can see the courses as a weekly schedule, all of them in table view, and you can also see that today and tomorrow view used on that dashboard page. When you add new courses, you will be able to add details about the course into this database. If we open up this example, you can see that you can link to the professor's database. This is great if you happen to take multiple courses from the same professor. Instead of having to input their information every single time for each course, you can just link to their professor's database entry. Make sure to select the meeting days for this course, and you can set the meeting times. This will show up on your weekly schedule view. Next up, you can see this progress bar. This is going to track how many assignments you have completed out of how many assignments are due for this course. In this class, you can see there are 3 assignments assigned to statistics. You have completed all 3, so that progress bar is showing 100% completed. And you can see the grades from those assignments down here. And then at the end of the semester, you can set your final grade for this course. Make sure you set the semester you took this course in. That way you can filter the different schedule views throughout the dashboard. You can attach the syllabus for this course so you always have quick access to it from your Notion dashboard. You can track the number of credits this course is for. And finally, the today and tomorrow properties automatically look to see if this class is occurring today or tomorrow. You don't need to do anything with these properties. They're just there for additional views. Down here is where you'll be able to add assignments, add notes, and you can add classmates. If you meet someone in the class, you can keep track of their information in your classmates database. You can also embed the syllabus here if you need to review it at any time throughout the semester. Next up, you can see your assignments with the type of assignment it is and the status and due dates. Then same thing with notes. You can see any notes that you have, the topic that you're covering, and the date that you took those notes. Next up, let's look at the professor's database. In the professor's database, you can track the different professors you have throughout your college career. You can input all of their information, and rather than having to update their contact information or office hours every single time you take a new class with them, you can just update it here in the professor's database, and that information will get pulled in when you tag them to a course that you're taking. Next up, let's look at the classmates database. In the classmates database, you can keep track of different people you meet in your classes and have a place to jot down their phone number or email, their website, and you can tag them to the course you met them in. If you have multiple classes with them, you can tag them in multiple classes and see at a quick glance who you had classes with in the past and who you might have classes with this semester. You can also tag them into study groups if you do any study sessions together, and just add any additional comments that you might need to know in keeping track of your relationship with your different classmates. Next up, let's take a look at the assignments database. In the assignments database, you can see a few different views up here by default. You can see assignments sorted by class, by due date, any that still need to be completed, any that have been completed. You can see the exam schedule to keep track of just the tests and exams that you have throughout the semester. You can keep track of them in the status group, so you can see what you haven't started, what you're currently working on, studying for, when it's completed, when it's turned in, and then finally, once you get the final grade on it, you can mark things as graded. Let's take a look at one of these assignments. When you open the assignments, you'll see a handful of properties that you can keep track of. First up is the status for that assignment. You can tag the class that assignment is for, which semester it is, the type of assignment, which we have categorized based on assignments, different exam types, research papers, final. You can set the due date. It'll show you how many days until completed. And if it has already been completed, then it'll tell you that that assignment has already been completed. And once you get the grade back on that assignment, you can set the grade. And those grades will automatically pull into the view on your courses database as well. Next up, let's take a look at the topics database. This database will show you all of the topics that you are studying in your different courses and notes. In the active view, this is going to show you just the topics that you are currently studying. When you create a note, you can either create a new topic in that note or tag an existing topic. And once you tag a note to a topic, it'll automatically pull in which course that topic is related to. Finally, you can check mark topics as active or uncheck them if you're not currently studying them, and it'll remove them from the Music Student OS dashboard page. Next up, let's take a look at the notes database. The notes database is where you can keep track of all of the notes that you are taking in your classes and keep track of your note review schedule. With most learning, it requires reviewing a topic a few times before you truly understand it. This database helps you keep track of all of your notes using the Cornell note-taking system. And in here we have two database template options that you can choose from. There's the simple version or the advanced version. All you need to do is select which one you prefer and set that as the default for all views. That way, every time you create a new note, it'll use the template type that you like. In the notes database, you can see this upcoming review tab. This is where you can keep track of which notes you need to review coming up next. Each note has 4 review dates set to it, and those are going to be based on the date that you write the note. We have it for 1 day, 7 days, 14 days, and 21 days after you first create a note to review that topic. The flashcards view is going to show all of your flashcards based on when they next need to be reviewed. The ready for review is only going to show your flashcards that are either overdue to be studied or ready to be studied in the next day or two. Finally, we have a list view that is grouped by class. The all table is where you can come in and see the entire database with all of the different properties. Let's take a look at one of the simple Cornell note-taking examples. In this note page, you can see key points at the top, a brief summary that you can write after the class, and then down here you can just keep track of all of your main lecture notes. If you need more information about the Cornell note-taking system, you can always go ahead and check out this resource here at the bottom of this note page. In the actual database, you'll see there are a lot of different properties here. Luckily for you, you only need to worry about updating these 3 at the top. When you create a new note, make sure to tag the class that it's related to, the topic that you're covering, and then when you create a new note, it's automatically going to apply the note-taking date as today. But if you like to create your notes in advance of your classes, then you can always change that to whatever date the class is going to be. The next property is automatically going to show you when you need to review these notes next. The progress is going to show you how many of the 4 times that you have completed your note review. The days left is going to show you how many days you have left until you need to review your notes again, or if you are overdue for reviewing your notes. Finally, these checkboxes is where you can check off each note review as you complete it. The review number 1, 2, 3, and 4 is going to automatically calculate the date that those should be reviewed based on your note-taking date. And this due property is automatically going to be checkmarked if it's ready for review, and that allows you to see flashcards in the review page based on just the ones that are ready to be reviewed. Finally, we have this semester property, which is automatically going to pull in the semester based on the class that you tag your notes to. Finally, let's look at our study planner database. This study planner database allows you to track your different study sessions throughout the semester. And this is where you can create a new study session and tag assignments that you want to work on for that study session, notes you want to review during that study session, and if you're doing a study group, you can actually tag your classmates that you're meeting with for that study session. You can review at the end of the semester to see who you studied with the most or which study sessions you seem to get the most done with, and keep track of how these different study sessions benefit you over the course of the semester. With the study planner, the easiest way to use it will be at the bottom of this main dashboard page that we already reviewed earlier, where you can select which type of study session you want to create, whether it's a morning study session, an afternoon, or an all-day study session. Once you create one of these, you'll be able to see when you open it up, you'll just add the date for that study session, and you can see the homework progress is going to show you how many of the assignments you have completed. In this case, it's showing you are 33% complete. Once you're done with that midterm, you can check that is done. Working on, you can check that is turned in, and now you can see you have completed 100% of the homework assignments that you set for yourself in this study session. Next up, you can see the notes that you want to review, and you can see the review progress for each of these notes. For English, you have completed 3 out of 4 note reviews, music theory, 2 out of 4, music history, 3 out of 4. Down here, you can actually plan out your day into different time blocks. If you need to break down like what you want to do when, you can use the Pomodoro timer to help you with your different study sessions. And finally, if you're meeting with a study group, you can actually add in your classmates to that study group. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Stay creative.